Did you like it though? Did you?
Double tap.
What's good, YouTube? It's Terrence, aka That Fantasy Guy, and I'm here with That Fantasy Network. And today I want to talk running backs. Yeah, hey. Is this class dookie? Like my co-host Jay said, and I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is the class that's gonna put your process to the test. And it's definitely putting a lot of content creators and people that feel like they got an eye for prospects to the test, because this is the type of class that you really is going to be based off of draft capital and landing spot. Like when I was looking at my prospect notes, I didn't even break the running backs down into a tier. That's how that's how it is. I didn't even break them down to a tier. If I was to stop at a tier, I guess it would be around here for me. Let's see how many running backs end up in this tier if I was to stop at a tier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 running backs will be in this tier. That lets you know that it really is about landing spot for me. Because when it comes to my top running backs, like I'm just going off my prospect score, my list is really not like anybody else's. And I keep saying that, like, because even though, I have badges that I give out to players, but a lot of my badges, especially for running backs, are determined off of badges that determine off of draft capital. Like I initially got the badges, next to their name right now. But if they don't get the draft capital to go along with that badge, it disappears. So they'll end up going from 3-4 badges and not get any draft capital and be team no badges real quick. It just is what it is. Because last year in my process, I had, and I always use him as example, Anaconda. Had him high, had a bunch of badges, but he needed to get at least third round draft capital to keep those badges. And when he didn't, he lost a bunch of them. Probably only had like 3 left by the time it was said and done. So that makes a big difference, because I want my running back to get the draft capital, so I know he's gonna get all the opportunity. Look, not only that first season, they're gonna throw him out there again the next season. I need to make sure he get every opportunity to succeed. And I feel comfortable if you get first and second round draft capital. When it comes to third round draft capital, I'm gonna need them badges. If you want to get in third round draft capital, I'm gonna need my prospect to have them badges next to his name for me to feel comfortable, because that's not good enough. If you have fourth round draft capital, guess what? You better produce real early, or you might not see the field. Like fourth round draft capital is not guaranteed for you to get opportunity nowadays. You might get an opportunity, but you better succeed and thoroughly impress in the opportunity you get to continue getting the opportunity. So instead of going over my rankings, let's go to a place we all know. Keep Trade Cut. They got their dynasty rankings up, their dynasty rookie rankings up, and we can go look at who they have. We can go look at the rookie running backs there, and I can talk about my rankings compared to theirs. Okay, so at number 1, Jonathan Brooks. Number 2, Blake Crum. Number 3, Trey Benson. Number 4, Braylon Allen. Number 5, Estimate. Number 6, Shipley. Number 7, Irvin. Number 8, McCullough. I'm surprised, I don't even know how to pronounce this dude's name. McClellan. I'm surprised Jason's number 8 because I haven't heard no one speak about him. Like number 9, Marshawn Lord. Number 10, Jalen Wright. So we're gonna stay with top 10. So when it comes to my rankings, Jonathan Brooks is further down. Like he wouldn't even be in my top 5. And I think that's more so because of the injury. Like, I've been hearing a lot of people put Jonathan Brooks number 1, and I'm like, the only way Jonathan Brooks can become my number 1 if he gets 2nd round draft capital. That's the only way, because then I know, okay, this team don't care about his injury and gonna put him out there to play as soon as he's able to. That's the only way that guy can be considered my number 1. And that's with my people I got ranked higher not getting the draft capital. Like with my prospect score right now, the 2 people with the highest grade right now is keep trade cuts number 7 and number 10. So it just, Jalen Wright gives me the banner kind of vibes. Like I don't know if the NFL likes him, and he probably, just super athletic and might not get the draft capital. So I'm not banking on him. But Bucky Irvin is the type of running back that gets fantasy points. That's facts. So there's not a person that should not like him. He is a pass catching running back that can produce. And he's my number 1. He is currently my number 1 running back. Now, if he don't get at least 3rd round draft capital, don't worry about what I said. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I need the draft capital. I need the draft capital. But what I told you, I got 13 running backs without a clear tier break. This is what I told you. And that's how I feel about Jonathan Brooks, Blake Crum. I had to temper down my Blake Crum love. Like if he would have came out last year, he would have been my running back number 3. Like that's how much I like Blake Crum. Like he would have been on number 3. He would have been fighting with Gibbs for my number 2, but he definitely would have been my number 3. Like I'm just talking about before the draft capital and combine, just like before all that stuff, he would have been fighting as my number 2. But when the smoke cleared, he would have been my number 3 most likely. And I had to, like I said, I had to try to temper down since he went back. He went back and he didn't look as good as he did the previous season. So I had to bring it back. But hey, it will be about the situation for him. Where his landing spot ends up, where the draft capital. What I said at the beginning, what the draft capital look like, what the landing spot look like. That's what it is for these these running backs. It is what it is. At number 3, we got Trey Benson. I thought Trey Benson was going to do more than what he did. Like he had a very good season last year, and was looking good. And if he would have came out last season, I would have really liked him. But this season, hey, he left something to desire. I heard he was sharing the backfield. I hear him up, but he got a nice size. I really like this tape. 6'1", 223. That's what he's supposed to come in as. Yeah, I like him. So we'll see what kind of spot he get in, but I like him. Even though he didn't do what I thought he was gonna do this season, I still really like this film. I still really like him as a player. All right, number 4. Now, number 4, Braylon Allen. He is a lot of people's number 1. So that is surprising me that Keith Trade Cut, which you have a lot of people voting on, has Braylon Allen as the number 4. When I see a lot of Dynasty people putting Braylon Allen as their number 1. How do I feel about Braylon Allen? I like this film, but you know who else film I really like? A.J. Dillon. I really like the A.J. Dillon film too. And hey, he's gonna have to prove to me he is more Derrick Henry than A.J. Dillon. Of course, I like the size, 6'2", 245. But I am curious what he's going to do at the combine. Now, he go out there and prove that he deserved to be on the freaks list, and he run like a high 4.4. Hey, I'm all in. I'm all in. But he has the PFF Benjamin Button disease going on. He started off good his freshman year, and his PFF grade worse than this season. I don't like that. Now, everybody else caught up on the youngest running back in the class. I'm not worried about that. Like I said, I'm viewing my dynasty players in interviews, like 3-year interviews, and everybody I'm gonna get like 3 years out of everybody for the most part, as long as they're healthy. So I'm not really stuck on age. That's more so about dynasty value, because people are so, always viewing the age. So that might be tied to dynasty value, but as a prospect, as a talent, the age, I'm not really stuck on that. Definitely, I don't care that just because he's the youngest. I care about talent. So, what he do in the combat, what he do at the combine will definitely, I need to see what the lateral quickness like, what the speed like. That would give me more of a feeling. And without being said, Atlanta's about to draft capital. That shouldn't even be said. Of course. Of course that. Let's see. I always hear people say Aldrick Estime. I'm sure I'm butchering his name up. I got him ranked high. He's up there. In my 13 back tier. He's up there. I questioning pass catching. It seems like he's just a runner of the ball. Because, 6 foot, 227 pounds, looks good. Don't look like I love this film, but he hit analytical marks that I do love. So he's a good runner of the ball. I think NFL gonna like him. Can he catch the ball is the question. This guy gonna look good at Tennessee, gonna look good on the Ravens, gonna look good in places that hand you the ball and you just run. He's gonna look good. Is he gonna be a fantasy game changer? Probably not. Probably not. So let's see. He can run that ball. I can tell you that. If they put him in a gap scheme where he just run the ball, he gonna be fine. He gonna be fine. Will Shipley at number 6. Shipley. Yeah, I got him up high. I got him high. Decent size, athletic, pass catcher. Yeah. He can play. It's all about draft capital and his utilization. Yeah, he gonna be a decent fantasy asset. And of course, like I told you, as number 7, Bucket Irvin, got him ranked high. And number 8, this is the guy I have. I have been having in my ranking, but I haven't seen no one else talk about him. Like no one ever spoken. It's like this man is a dead man. I say, man, don't you ever forget about an Alabama running back, because even if he didn't produce that much, because they don't, just have a workhorse. Believe me, the NFL will like him more than we do, and he is gonna go out there and kill the combine. His athletic numbers from high school is crazy. It's crazy. He's gonna go out there and kill the combine. I really like Jace. I really like him. I'll be surprised if he don't get at least 4th round draft capital. I would be surprised. So I think that is a perfect running back to draft deep in underdog best ball contest, because people will not own him, and I think he's good and go get the draft capital, and the NFL will like him more than we do. And number 9, he has become a hot name. I've been hearing a lot of people mention him, Marshawn Lloyd, and for good reason. I really like this film. Yeah. So, film look good. He's hitting some analytical marks. Yeah. Now he did 85% zone. So that means he needs to go to the right fit. Definitely need to go to the right fit, but yeah, I like him. Questionable pass catching. He didn't have a season where he caught 20 passes. So yeah. So I can see some questionable things. They have about Jalen Wright at number 10. I told you how I feel about Jalen Wright. He just got to get the draft capital. He got a few badges activated, but to keep those badges, he needs the draft capital. Ray Davis. I done heard a lot of people mention Ray Davis. So Ray Davis. Good footwork, vision. He got a couple badges. Good pass catcher. Dude is 5'8", 220. Was in college 5 years. Guess I can't see him getting the draft capital. Like I can't see him getting the draft capital. I don't know why people keep mentioning it. You'll be lucky if he get 4th round draft capital. I know he's not getting 3rd round draft. I just cannot see that. Can't see it. That would amaze me, if he got that. And number 12, Dylan Johnson. I have heard a lot of people mention Dylan Johnson. Is that it? Yeah, so they didn't go for it. But that was the top 12. Dylan Johnson. Let's talk about Dylan Johnson. So I do have him high. That's probably why I couldn't find him. Athletic, SEC. Very good pass catcher. Got a couple badges by him. Good size, 6', 218. I heard he is dealing with an injury. Oh yeah, I like this guy. I like this film. He's athletic, got badges, very good pass catcher. Yeah. This guy right here could be a steal. Like this. Yeah. This guy right here. Okay, so yeah, I like that guy. He got the size and pass catching, bro. Production was in the SEC. This guy right here might be the steal. He might be the steal. Yeah, that guy right there, he might be the steal. He might. Hey. That guy right there, he might be the steal. So we'll see what kind of draft capital he gets. But I think that guy right there, it don't matter what he land, he'll get an opportunity. The draft capital it's just about his value. What his dynasty value will look like. I think that's the only thing I care about that. But that's how I feel about the running backs. Let's see if there's a running back that I like that wasn't on there. Because I told you I had 13 in my top tier, and they hit them all. No, they didn't hit them all. They did not. Because guess which running back was not in my top tier 13? It wasn't no damn Ray Davis. So there's two running backs that did not mention that I have in my top 13. That is how they run, right? Yeah. So, the first one is Kamani Vidal. He got a couple of badges to his name currently. I don't know if he's going, I don't know if after everything happens, he gonna keep it, because this is that type of running back. I think the NFL knows that he's talented, but he's probably not going to get the draft capital. But this is a steal right here. I guarantee you. I don't care if he don't get any draft capital. I don't care if he go undrafted. This is the kind of running back that's going to find his way up the depth chart and get opportunity. I guarantee you. This is what I can guarantee you. Even if he goes undrafted, he will find his way up the depth chart and get an opportunity. Book that. What was that boy from a couple years ago? That went crazy the first season and he didn't really do nothing after that. I was telling everybody to sell him. James Robinson. There you go. So James Robinson, he would be the James Robinson, Jalen Warren of this class. Like, that's how I feel about Vidal. Like, book that. Next person on there, and my guy Jay brought him up, is Kendall Milton. This is another person definitely you can draft late in underdog. If you drafting zero running back. Your zero running back build, because I can't see this man coming out of Georgia getting undrafted. He's athletic. He got the size. Yeah. He has NFL pedigree. So he's a legacy player. Yeah, I guarantee you he's going to get drafted. And I don't hear the dynasty community even talking about him. I don't hear the fantasy community talk about him. So this is the type of player that, I had one player that, missed the tier that I really liked. And he stood out at the Senior Bowl too. But I don't hear any whispers about him. So I don't know if any team's going to be interested. Come from a small school. He stayed there 5 years, in a college. Dylan Live. So I even heard people say something about he was a fullback. I was like, he don't have the size to be a fullback. He shouldn't be a fullback. But I mean, I guess it's gonna be depending on what he do at the combine. I guess it's all on that because it's not feeling like he's gonna get the draft capital. I feel like he's gonna get drafted. He gotta get drafted. The man produced so much. Gotta get drafted. I just can't see him not getting drafted. I don't see him bomb the combine. But he was a serious producer at New Hampshire, and the man looked good at the Senior Bowl. Like I don't hear nobody else talking about it, but he looked good. Like I think they just dismissed him. I think he like 23. And they just dismissed him for being an older running back. But I told you I don't really care about that. Can he get on the field and produce? I think this guy can. I really like him. Very good pass catcher, and he showed it in front of other talent. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but that's my spill on the running back class. It's just all about what kind of draft capital they got. Of course, they have a lot of usable assets, but the wide receiver is running deep this year. But in order for me not to get stuck with watch the cloggers, look, I'm only drafting primary positions other than that's outside of running back. I want you drafted in the first or second round. If you're not drafted first or second round as a quarterback, as a wide receiver, as a tight end, then I'm just gonna draft the running back. I'd rather bet on a running back, random running backs, and have them on my roster who eventually will get an opportunity than bet on random wide receivers that probably are not going to get an opportunity because I don't see the Puka in this class. I know a lot of people, will be trying to figure out who it is. I don't see him like that. It's not a clear standout. So good luck trying to guess him. You're going to be more wrong than right. You're going to be more wrong than right trying to find a Puka. So if I just had a bet who would be the Puka of this class, let me get 3 guesses. Hey, y'all can bring this up. Y'all can bring this back up, later on in the season. If I had 3 guesses, but it's going to be hard because you got to go for the person that's not going to get the draft capital. Because nobody's talking about Jermaine Burton, but I'm sure he's going to get the draft capital. Right? So, Javon Baker, since nobody really talking about him. Marcus Rosamay Jackson or Malik Washington. That's if it's not Corley, of course. But those are the people I bet on. But I held y'all long enough. Peace.